So when you turn on this car, you can see the car starts up, but the alternator is going. And my son was using the car the other day. He put in gasoline and it took 3 starts. So I checked the alternator with my I checked the battery to see what the charging is. And I got this little device that I got from Harbor Freight. Basically 12-volt battery, goes up to here, battery check number 3, but then the charging, low output, normal output, strong output, it should go all the way up to 6. Alternator check. So with the car on, all you do is put the negative over here, put on something here, and then you just put this red terminal over here, and you touch it, lights will go on. So you're going to touch this. When I touch it, hard to see during the daylight, but basically there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 5 is going on, but starting to go. Well, it was going on him the other day. Let me see here if I can. We were only showing 4 lights last night. Normal output. Well, I want it to be strong. I'm gonna change it anyways, because it was acting up. Let me see. So I just moved this box, air box, out, and I gotta change this alternator on this BMW. So shouldn't be too bad. Just loosen this and let it loosen up. There's a belt right here. Right tension. See if you can't turn it more than a right angle. 90 degrees. It's on tightly. Take that off. There's a bolts up here and there's a bolts down here. I've got to work on that. So I just took off the 2 connectors on the back. You can see right down in here. One is bigger, one smaller. The one on the left is a 13 millimeter, and the one on the right is an 8 millimeter. And you remove the boots first, the boot covers. Then you just there's enough room for your hand just to go in there and use a simple extension. 3/8, 13 millimeter with a 1/4 inch adapter, 1/4 to 3/8, and you can just stick your hand in there and whoops, and turn it. So far so easy. I'm just using a simple toolkit right here. I have another one here, another toolkit if I need, but I'm trying to see if I can just do this with a simple toolkit. This is from Harbor Freight. I got that so far. 13 here. It goes here, and a 19 wrench over on the other side, and you just basically turn it. Alright, and then the belt, this tensioner goes back. It loosens this whole alternator. Got to get that off first. Get it off first. Okay, to remove the belt, I just removed the belt. You push this back up like that, and you turn it. This thing turns, and you hold the bottom of the belt away from the pulley. It was like this, and you pull it away from the pulley, and it'll just slide up on top on this ledge and come right off. So far so good. Now I just got to get this one down here, that's down here, and then the whole alternator's off. These old cars, they give you enough space. The guys in the 80s made cars so much easier than modern cars today. You have space for your hands, and there's only so many brackets. There's only one bracket, and take that off here, the bolt, and then there's one down here. This is the one that's going to take a little bit of work, but I got my WD-40 industrial. This stuff's good. It removes and protects, loosens rusted bolts. Just spray some of this. So I'm taking off this bolt down here. I think there's a locking nut on the other side, so you just turn it this way, and it's getting looser. There's just enough room to put a 13mm ratchet right here. Oops, slipped from my hand. And there we go. I need both hands here so I can feel what's going on, but I think that's what's happening. On the other side, there's a nut that's locked in, so you can't put anything on the other side. It'll just, the bracket is holding it. So I finally got it out, the alternator, and when you take this off, it just threads in. There's it's already welded in there, so that's easy. It'll just push it in through there and then tighten it. What a great design. Awesome design. That's how you take the alternator out. So I had this is the old alternator. I had two extra ones, this one and this one. It's a Bosch, so I'm going to try to see how this Bosch works. But I took off the wire brush to see how long these things are, and they're pretty long. They're not worn down. They go right in there. So I think this is a good one I have here. Just going to clean it off a little, put it back in, tighten it, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm looking at this. This is the one I just took off. Usually you remove this assembly and you transfer it to the new one, because you want to make sure it's the right size. But it looks like it's the same exact size, same gap. So I'm going to use this one. I'm not going to change it because the belt has to sit. If I put my finger here in the new one, I put my finger here, it feels like the same gap. Yeah, I'm gonna use this. And then when you put the belt on, you can feel that it's. It feels like it fits. There's a little bit. I put some WD-40 in here to clean it off. So then clean it off some more, but it spins freely. You don't hear any noise. So it's just hitting the back of the bottom of this thing, but it does spin freely. That's the old one. This is the new one. I mean, this is the replacement. Looks exactly the same to me. So I'm going to not change this and put it over here. Take this off, put this over here. So I got the other alternator in there. And basically, you have to take this alternator and you have to wiggle it in here, in between the space, and then put that bolt, that long bolt I took off before, and put it through the hole. Just jiggle it a little bit, and it'll find the space. It'll go through all the way to the other side. Now I'm tightening it, and if you feel on the other side, you can feel that bolt that's already protruding. It went through the nut. Okay, so the thing does move. I'm going to put the belt on the back soon and put it on, and this basically spins. Okay, I'm going to put it on like that. This bracket's in the way. I'm going to put that bracket up so it doesn't. I'm going to put it like that. Spin it right on there. You can use a screwdriver too to help you like push it on. But I'm going to tighten this some more. Like that. Like I said, you push it up and you take the belt from the bottom and you push it up, it'll go right over the pulley. It's already done that. You can see the pulley is right on there. It fits perfectly. So there was no need to change this assembly here. It fits right in there. Now I'm going to put that bolt through there. I looked at it. There's some teeth. So that's that. So I gotta put tension on this belt. So I got my big 27-inch wrench. I got in there and I put it all the way in there and I push it back towards me. And it puts tension on there. There's three. I got a hold of the wrench there, 19, and the other side is ratchet, 13 millimeter ratchet. So there's 3 points here. I got 2 hands. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do this. But that's what I'm dealing with right here. I'm sure I can figure something out. I don't have my pry bar with me, but I had a wrench. Big enough wrench, see, like that. Pull it, and then if you touch that belt, it should be tight because I'm pulling it. So this is the way I'm doing it. I'm pulling on here. I'm holding the wrench with the back of my hand. I'm turning with my right. That's what we're doing. So I'm putting this air box back. You can see everything's in there. It's nice and tight. Just put it in. Basically, how this comes in. This whole air box is you gotta put it in this way. Slide it this way. Like you need both hands to do that, and then you put it in position. You see those 2 knobs, one and there. They go on that slot. And just wiggle it in there. Don't force it, wiggle it. Wiggle it in there. So finally got this in. The air box is in. Just last check. Make sure that it's seated correctly. It's nice and tight. I just gotta connect the battery. I disconnected the battery earlier because when you're touching an alternator, you don't want to short something on the alternator. So I gotta reconnect the battery. So I got my voltmeter on here. You can see it reads 12, a little over 12. Should be 12 and a half volts, but you need at least 12. Now when I turn on the car, hopefully the charging system will be right where it says OK. So I should jump and it'll let me know if this alternator is good. The replacement I had, it's a used one, but hopefully it works good. Ready to turn on the car. Okay. Gonna check now the back. Let's see. All right, that is great. Look at that. It's right up in the OK region, charging. Awesome. This is a good alternator. Here it is. You can hear it, there's no squeaking. Of the belts. I think I did a good job. Maybe an excellent job. I didn't know squeaking of the belts was great. And it's right up where it should be. Before it was not reaching this green. It was low. Now I got this other tester. And I'm gonna connect it and see what it says. It should go all the way up to 6 strong output. Just disconnect here. Disconnect. Put that over here. Now I'm gonna connect here. This is a very nice see here, it should go all the way up. Battery here and then go all the way up to 6. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It goes all the way up to 6. Perfect. Perfect. Put in a great alternator. I'm happy.